Hey, it's Ben here from the Strength Factory, and summer feels like a distant memory today. Autumn is definitely here, and that means one thing: it's time to start that winter training. But first of all, we're going to set some goals and get motivated. If you're going to commit to working hard through those dark, cold winter months, then it's really going to help you to stay focused if you have some goals. Now, goals are going to vary massively for all of you lot who are watching today. It might be to win a race, to get a podium, to finish in the top half, or even just to finish the race. And that is absolutely fine. Some of you may be at the other end of the spectrum, and it might be health related. You want to drop some body fat, get the blood pressure down. But for most people in the middle, it's going to be, I want to ride up the hills faster. I want to beat my mates. I want to feel stronger when I go to the bike park, and I want to feel stronger and be able to ride back-to-back days when I go on holiday. Whatever your goals are, write them down. Now, you can go the official way by setting SMART goals, okay? And that is awesome. If you like that, you've probably been taught it at work or at school or something like that. Bum, bum, bum. Write it all out. But I do think in mountain biking in particular, there's space for the other kind of goals that are more about the feeling, okay? That feeling you get of, I've ridden to the bottom of the trail, I can't measure it, but you know what? I felt like I had a really strong posture on my bike. I didn't collapse in the berms. I felt strong through that rough bit of trail that I didn't used to be able to ride very well. So don't be afraid to go off piste a bit and forget about the smart business and just write about the feelings that you want when you're riding the bike. Now that you've defined those big goals that you'll aim for in 2025 or whenever it is, it's time to break those down. Because if it's a really big goal, I want to go and do this massive event next June, number one, that's a long way away. And number two, the goal can seem quite unachievable, quite big. So let's break them down further into some smaller goals along the way. So it might be that, if you've got a big distance goal in the summer, it might be, by the end of the year, I want to do a 70k mountain bike ride. And then by the end of February, I want to do a 90k mountain bike ride. And you break it down into those smaller goals along the way. They're called process goals. Similarly, if you want to work your way up to riding your first black trail and you go on holiday next summer, well, maybe, you hit some skills coaching, and then you set some process goals to hit certain red trails, or if there's like a trickier red trail, you can work on hitting those and getting confident, getting faster on them, plan them in. So break down those bigger goals into the smaller goals, and it makes it more achievable, and it helps with that motivation along the way, because there's always that next thing that you're working towards, rather than always thinking so far in advance. If you're setting yourself some big riding goals for 2025, then you need to get signed up to MTB Momentum. It's my weekly email newsletter, and it's just packed full of stuff to help you be a better rider. Videos, articles, strength training, gym training, interval training, all the good stuff just to help you be more awesome. So click the link below this, get yourself signed up today. It's probably going to be the best email you get on a Tuesday. Now, I've talked all about bike goals here, but we can actually think about goals off the bike that are going to also help you be a better rider, and that means in the gym. So maybe you want to do 20 press ups. At the moment you can only do 10. Well, that's awesome. Set that goal, write it down, give yourself a timeline, and then let's start chipping away and working towards it. There's lots of ways to do it. I could probably help you with that, actually. Check out my online programs. Anyway, you could say, right, I want to learn to back squat, and then I want to back squat my body weight within the next sort of 3 or 4 months, or whatever is realistic for you. So don't be afraid to bring the goals away from just riding and on the bike, okay? And you can bring them into the gym and into other parts of your training as well. And then as you go along, you've always got something to work towards, and most people find that really rewarding and motivating to do that. It's easy to think that all the people you see online, training, all the pros are super motivated all the time. And the reality is that they are not. They all have days, just like I do, where it's a bit of a grind, you don't want to train. And that's where you fall back onto those goals, because those goals, think about what you want to achieve or visualize what you want to achieve, and that's going to just crank up that motivation. That's going to get you out of the door on a rainy morning or get you in the gym after a long day at work, okay? So the two work together. The motivation helps you to stay consistent, to chip away, to achieve the goals, and the goals help you to be motivated. So when you define the goals and you find that motivation from within you because you really want those goals, then that is the magic formula that helps you be consistent. Now then, on those days where all else fails, you know, dreaming of that Whistler trip hasn't worked and you're just not feeling motivated, that is where discipline kicks in. Because again, we all have those days. I have those days, but it's discipline and habit that says, you know what, even if I'm not motivated, I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna eat the healthy food. I'm still gonna go out for that bike ride. I'm still gonna go and lift some weights. So goals, motivation, discipline is the icing on the cake. And yes, that was a little taste of Army Ben that you saw there. And one more thing, if you're not feeling motivated yet, you're not even sure what your goals are, just start, just do something. You don't need all the answers. The planets don't need to perfectly align. Just start some training, do an extra ride a week, do a little mobility in the morning, start doing some bodyweight training in the garage, or join a gym or buy one of my online programs. They're guaranteed to improve your riding or your money back. But just start. Too many people spend too long waiting for everything to be perfect. And then what happens is it's never perfect. They never start. And before you know it, it's spring next year and you're still weak and you're still slow and you're no closer to those goals. So just start. The motivation will come.